Hello friends, welcome to the channel. I am Poonam Dua. Today we will do a poetry by the very famous American poet Robert Frost. There are two poetries we will do in two different parts. The first one is Home Burial and second one is After Apple Picking. Both of the poetries belong to the new subject of IGNOU MEG 18. MA English का subject है MEG 18 American Poetry. This is home burial that we are supposed to do today, and before that we will go for the introduction of this poet Robert Frost, 1874 to 1963. This is his lifespan. Very famous American poet, known for his realistic depictions of rural life. रूरल लाइफ नेचर इन सबको बहुत डिपिक्ट किया करते थे और काफी अच्छी कमांड थी इनकी सिंप्लिसिटी ऑफ लैंग्वेज पर. He very frequently wrote about settings from rural life, from local village kind of life, natural life in New England in the early 20th century, using them to, examine the complex social and philosophical themes. छोटी छोटी प्यारी प्यारी सी सेटिंग्स को यूज करके ही ये बड़ी ही कॉम्प्लेक्स फिलोसॉफिकल थीम्स को डिराइव कर लिया करते थे. अब बात करते हैं होम बरियल की. फर्स्ट पब्लिश्ड इन 1914. ईयर जरूर याद रखिए. ईयर अगर आप याद रखते हैं और एग्जाम में मेंशन करते हैं, दैट रियली इम्प्रेसेस द एग्जामिनर और एनी पर्सन हु इज चेकिंग योर आंसर शीट. सो 1914 दिस वाज पब्लिश्ड. ऐसे एसोसिएट कर सकते हैं जैसे किसी चीज के साथ, किसी मेजर इंसिडेंट के साथ. वर्ल्ड वॉर वन स्टार्टेड इन द सेम ईयर. So this is one of Robert Frost's longest poems, written in blank verse and mostly in dialogue form. The poem centers on the peril and pains of miscommunication. दो लोगों में अगर miscommunication है, एक दूसरे की पेन को अंडरस्टैंड नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, तो किस तरीके की सिचुएशन होगी, that has been told with the help of this poetry, Home Burial. It is about the grief, about the pain, about the grieving. Most of all, it seems to be about the breakdown and limits of communication. Look at a situation, there are only two people in a home, and one of them is going through some kind of trauma or depression, and the other person is not ready to understand the situation. तो कैसा माहौल होगा basically, that has been told with the help of this poetry. Let us see क्या trauma है, क्या grief है इस poetry में. The poem comprises grief and trauma of a mother over the death of her son. And it also illustrates how this incident has shaken her marital relationship. She is the one who is grieving, but the husband is not able to understand the depth of her pain. The popularity of the poem, however, lies in the presentation of true emotional response of a mother. ये पूरी पोइट्री जो है बहुत ही डल, बहुत ही उदास, बहुत ही मेलनकॉलिक पिक्चर रिप्रेजेंट करती है एक फैमिली की आफ्टर लूजिंग देयर ओनली सन. Of course, the mother is upset when she sees her son's grave. The memory of that incident disturbs her, which is quite natural. But her husband fails to understand the reason for her stress. The son is gone. For husband, the son is gone and is not going to come back, and that's it. The husband is busy in his daily activities. It is only the mother who is grieving. Her husband's ignorance, obliviousness, incite a tense conversation between them. Husband continuously पूछते रहते हैं कि ऐसी उदास क्यों रहती हो, but she dislikes his ignorance, obliviousness, and desires to leave the house. I do not want to live with a person who cannot understand my stress of losing my son. He begs her to express the reason for her indifferent behavior. तुम्हारा behavior इतना अजीब क्यों हो गया? Why are you still in the sad motion? पूछते रहते हैं, but she has no answer. She does not answer and remains inconsolable. She escapes from the suffocating air of the house, which continually reminds her of their son's death. ऐसी हवा से, ऐसे environment से वो बाहर आना चाहती हैं. Finally, She leaves her home while the husband promises to bring her back by using force. अगर ऐसे मेरी परमिशन के या मुझे बताए बिना घर से बाहर गई तो मैं अपनी फोर्स अप्लाई करूंगा तुम्हें वापस लाने के लिए. But nothing happens. They remain in this conflict. Let us see some important lines of the poetry. He saw her from the bottom of the stairs. Before she saw him, she was staring down, looking back over her shoulder at some fear. हस्बैंड ने अपनी वाइफ को नीचे से ही देख लिया था. वाइफ कहीं पर देख रही थी. She took a doubtful step and then undid it to raise herself and look again. He spoke, advancing towards her. What is it you see from up there always? For I want to know. क्या देखती रहती हो हमेशा? I want to know. So the man saw his wife at the top of the stairs from where she was standing down, and before she could see him, he saw her, that she standing there. She was beginning to descend, but looked back over her shoulder at something that upset her. कुछ ऐसा देखा वाइफ ने जिसने वाइफ को अपसेट कर दिया. She took a step down hesitatingly, but then stepped right back up to look again. नीचे उतरी फिर ऊपर चढ़ी देखने के लिए. कुछ ऐसा था जो वो देखना चाह भी रही थी और इग्नोर भी करना चाह रही थी. शायद ऐसी साइड जो देखने से उन्हें दुख होता था, और वो थी उनके सन की ग्रेव. Her husband said while walking up to stairs towards her, "What are you always looking at from the window up there?" क्या देखती रहती हो तुम हमेशा? आज तो बताना ही पड़ेगा, for I want to know. So she turned and sank upon her skirts at that, and her face changed from terrified to dull. He said to gain time, "What is it you see?" Mounting until she cowered under him. "I'll find out now. You must tell me, dear." She, in her place, refused him any help. With the last stiffening of her neck and silence, she let him look, sure that he would not see. Blind creature! And awhile he did not see, but at last he murmured, "Oh," and again, "Oh, what is it?" "What?" she said. "Just that I see." तो वाइफ अपने हस्बैंड की तरफ मुड़ती हैं, टर्न होती हैं, एंड सेट डाउन ऑन दी स्टेप्स. उन्हीं स्टेप्स पर ही वो बैठ गई. हर स्कर्ट बलूनिंग अराउंड हर, उनकी स्कर्ट उनके आसपास घूम रही थी. एंड हर एक्सप्रेशन शिफ्टेड फ्रॉम फियर टू ब्लैंकनेस. एक्सप्रेशन थोड़े से चेंज हुए. पहले लगी कि फियरफुल है, फिर बिल्कुल डल लगी. Her husband repeated himself, stalling for time. "What do you see? What do you see?" क्या देखती रहती हो? And kept climbing the stairs until he reached to his wife, and she trembled. उनकी wife थोड़ा सा tremble हुई, थोड़ा सा कांपी उनके सामने. And she said कि he said, "I'm going to take a look myself now." कि मैं देखता हूँ आखिर तुम क्या देखती हो. He said, "So you have to tell me what you see, my dear." But she in return refused to give him any clue. क्योंकि वाइफ को पता था कि जो मुझे नजर आता है, जो दुख मुझे फील होता है ना, वो मेरे हस्बैंड को कभी भी फील नहीं होगा. So she refused to give him any clue, responding only with a very cold body language and silence. बिल्कुल cold रही उनकी body. She let him look at what she has been looking at. कि देखो उस डायरेक्शन में जहां मैं देख रही थी, तुम भी देख सकते हो तो देखो, समझ सकते हो तो समझो. बट यू आर अ ब्लाइंड क्रीचर. उन्होंने मन ही मन में कहा कि तुम्हें नहीं दिखेगा, यू आर अ ब्लाइंड क्रीचर. एंड ही रियली लुक्ड एट इट एंड जस्ट सेड, "ओ." मे बी उन्होंने देख लिया, बट दैट वॉज नॉट एन इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग. अपने बेटे की कब्र उन्होंने देख ली, बट he just said, "Oh, अच्छा, ये देखकर दुखी हो रही हो." But that thing which was so important and so gloomy for wife was not that gloomy for husband. "What is it?" "What?" she said. "Just that I see." "You don't," she challenged. "Tell me what it is." Wife ने फिर कहा कि I was very sure कि जो कुछ नजर आता है ना, वो सिर्फ मुझे नजर आता है. बताओ क्या दिखा तुम्हें? The wonder is I did not see it at once. I never noticed it from here before. I must be wanted to it. That's the reason. The little graveyard where my people are so small, the window frames the whole of it. Not so much larger than a bedroom, is it? So she asked, what? Uh, तुम्हें बिल्कुल समझ नहीं आएगा जो मैं देखती हूँ. Honestly, it is surprising. I did not understand what you were looking at from the start, he replied. Husband कहते हैं कि मुझे तो नहीं समझ आ रहा तुम क्या देखती हो. I never realized until now that you could see it from the spot. अब हस्बैंड कहते हैं कि अच्छा ग्रेवयार्ड यहाँ से नजर आता है, हियर एट द टॉप ऑफ द स्टेयर्स, आई मस्ट बी यूज्ड टू इट। मुझे तो आज तक पता ही नहीं था कि यहाँ से ग्रेवयार्ड नजर आता है। सो लिटिल दिस विंडो इज, इतनी छोटी सी ये विंडो है, इतना छोटा सा ये ग्रेवयार्ड है, ये भी यहाँ से नजर आता है। इट इज सो स्मॉल दैट दिस टाइनी विंडो शोज द होल थिंग, नॉट मच बिगर देन अ बेडरूम। तो हस्बैंड कहते हैं कि इतनी छोटी सी तो चीज है, यहाँ से नजर आती है, इट इज ओके, जितना हमारा बेडरूम है उतना भी नहीं नजर आ रहा है पूरा ग्रेवयार्ड। हस्बैंड के लिए वो एक बहुत छोटी सी चीज है, लेकिन वाइफ के लिए वही लुक एक बहुत बड़ा लुक है। By the end of the poetry, the wife has completely understood that she needs to leave the home. वो घर जो उन्हें अपने बेटे के बरियल की याद दिलाता है, वो घर जहाँ पर ऐसा लगता है कि उनका खुद का भी बरियल हो चुका है, बिकॉज उनका पेन उनके हस्बैंड अंडरस्टैंड नहीं करते हैं, एंड शी डिसाइड्स टू लीव होम। और हस्बैंड क्या कहते हैं, इफ यू डू, अगर तुमने घर छोड़ा, शी वॉज ओपनिंग द डोर वाइडर, वेयर डू यू मीन टू गो, कहाँ जाओगी तुम, फर्स्ट टेल मी दैट आई फॉलो एंड ब्रिंग यू बैक बाय फोर्स, आई विल। So I swear if you leave, he shouted, even as she opened the door, where do you think you are going? कहाँ जा रही हो, कहाँ जा सकती हो? You don't have any choice other than me. You better tell me where are you going? I'll chase you everywhere, wherever you can go, and will drag you back by force. तो husband को कुछ लेना देना नहीं है अपनी वाइफ के पेन से। He is not trying to understand what trauma, what depression she is going through. He is just worrying at present कि वाइफ उन्हें छोड़कर जा रही है, that too without any consent, without any discussion। ऐसे कैसे जा सकती है? If she will go, I'll bring her back by force। So what this poetry is all about? This poetry is all about the emotions। Home burial एक dramatic dialogue है that details the emotional and psychological reactions of a rural couple following the death and subsequent burial of their young son। The main theme of this poetry is grief, pain, udasi through family loss, of how two distraught adults, man and wife, lose the ability to communicate when faced with the loss of a young loved one। दो लोग कैसे एक दूसरे की सिचुएशन को नहीं समझ पा रहे हैं आफ्टर द लॉस ऑफ their young loved one, their son। So that is it for this part of the poetry. You may join the classes to cover all the topics in detail. Can click the link in description to get connected to us for admission in the academy. Thanks for watching. Best of luck for exams, and please do not forget to share and subscribe the channel.